Let the magic begin. Expecto Patronum!
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
I'm not even supposed to be here today! Oh, fuck you!
Come on, you want me to drive? You're supposed to be suicidal. Remember,
I'll anybody
drive.
a drive.
Get in the car.
Fucking shit! Fuck me in the fucking ass! Fuck you, you fucking stupid cunt!
Hey everyone, it's Donji Corleone here, and I am here with a brand new movie review, and this movie review is going to be for 2001's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, or the Sorcerer's Stone, or it could be whatever version it is. US it's called Sorcerers. Here in my area it's called Philosophers. So, what is the plot of the very first installment of the Harry Potter story? Well, this is a tale of Harry Potter, an ordinary 11-year-old boy serving as a sort of slave for his aunt and uncle, who learns that he's actually a wizard and has been invited to attend Hogwarts School for witchcraft and wizardry. Harry is snatched away from his mundane existence as Rubus Hagrid, the groundskeeper for Hogwarts, and quickly thrown into a world completely foreign to both him and the viewer. Famous for pretty much Harry Potter then finds out he's famous for an incident that happened at his birth. Harry easily makes friends at his new school, and he finds that the wizarding world, though, is far more dangerous for him than he would have imagined. And he learns that not all wizards are ones to be trusted. Well, yeah. So, how did this whole movie get made into a whole entire movie series? And all these books got made. Well, Warner Brothers had bought the film rights to Philosopher's Stone, or Sorcerer's Stone, the book, in 1999 for a poor $1.65 million. Production began in the UK in 2000, and Chris Columbus was chosen to helm the film from a short list of directors such as Rob Reiner and Steven Spielberg. Reality insisted the entire cast be British and Irish, and the three leads were chosen in August 2000 following opening casting calls. Then, filming took place in Leavesden Film Studios in extort buildings around the United Kingdom from September 2000 to March 2001. So, and then, of course, after this movie was officially completed and shot and advertised to everybody, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer, or Philosopher's Stone, was released to cinemas in the United Kingdom and Ireland on 10th and 11th November 2001 for 2 days of previews. Then it opened in everywhere else, such as the United States and Canada, on November 16, 2001, and the United Kingdom and Ireland that same day too. The movie got critical, guess what? This film got critical acclaim, and it became a massive success, grossing $974 million worldwide during its initial run. Re-releases have now bought it over to $1 billion. It pretty much became the highest grossing film of 2001, and at the time it released, the second highest grossing movie of all time. The film was nominated for Best Original Score, Best Art Direction, Best Costume Design, and of course, the other sequels got made too. Now, as for my reaction, well, this film series, Harry Potter, was always quite a childhood film series. Like this really, doing this whole, reviewing all these movies, like, y'all remember when I started YouTube? And that all started off with the Harry Potter ranking. It all started with that. That whole ranking of the franchise kicked off Donji Corleone. So it's quite the memory trip. Like 4.5 years. Soon going to be 5 years of YouTube this year. 5. Once we get to May 29th, it's going to be 5 years since then. Wow. Since then, 1,368 subscribers. Started off slowly getting subscribers, but after we've got more Hana movie reviews, we've gotten more and more subscribers since then. Wow, in 1,368 in 4.5 years. Never thought it would come this far. So, I realized I haven't reviewed any of the movies yet. So we're going to review the movies now. And obviously, we have to start off with the first one. We can't just go to the sequels. We got to start off with the first film. Yeah. So, my reaction to The Philosopher's Stone, you all know. To me, this is easily the third best film of the series. And honestly, I think this might have to be the second best Christopher Columbus film behind Home Alone. Yeah, like, I grew up watching this movie quite a lot. Like, this movie captures, and I have definitely read the book. This definitely captures aspects of the book perfectly, and in the first film in the franchise, it has to do a lot of world building, and it does it very well. And the writers and director really keep things simple and to the point. The cast is also perfect. Like, all the younger actors back then were very good enough for the roles, and they definitely kept on improving each movie. Of course, and the older cast is also amazing the roles, and they help the film feel a lot more real. Like such late actors like Maggie Smith and Richard Harris, original Dumbledore's actor, and Alan Rickman. The music of John Williams too is also perfect, and it really adds to the magical nature of the story. The Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone guys, to me, it's not really just a movie. It's this beautifully crafted portal to a realm where magic is both fantastical and deeply relatable. This was directed by the very guy who, before this, would direct comedies like Home Alone or Mrs. Doubtfire or Home Alone 2. This was the first non-comedy movie he directed. The first time he explored something like fantasy. This whole cinematic adaptation of J.K. Rowling's beloved novel really serves the whole introduction to this universe with wondrous challenges and heartwarming friendships. So, how do we start off this epic chapter? Well, this all starts off with Albus Dumbledore, Minerva McGonagall, and Rubus Hagrid from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. They deliver an orphan named Harry Potter to his only living relatives, the Muggles called the Dursleys. Ugh. Hate those guys. Urgh. Curse them. Curse the Dursleys. Harry grows up not aware that he is a wizard and is led to believe his parents were killed in a crash. Then one day during Dudley's birthday, when they're visiting the zoo, this snake randomly turns to Harry's attention. Then, of course, some random act of magic causes the glass of the pit to disappear and trap Dudley in it. The snake escapes, thanks Harry Potter, and Harry is stunned by what he just saw. And that's where our story begins. Where literally within the next day, owls begin delivering letters addressed to Harry Potter. Pretty much Vernon wants to prevent the letters from happening, so they drag Harry to a deserted cabin where Hagrid arrives. When Hagrid arrives, he confirms that Harry is a wizard, got accepted to Hogwarts, and also defending from his abusive relatives upon learning the fact that they lied about his parents' deaths, and even giving a pigtail to Dudley when he tries to steal Harry's birthday cake. So then after that, Hagrid brings Harry to Diagon Alley to purchase his school supplies he will need for Hogwarts. A broom, a pet, and curiously, when Harry's getting his wand, his chosen wand shares the same feather as Lord Voldemort, the dark wizard that Hagrid tells him Harry murdered his parents, and trying to kill Harry, Voldemort's curse rebounds, and it left Harry with only a scar. Voldemort was then defeated, and which Harry became famous for that. And during this bit, how they get Harry's school supplies, they go to Gringotts Bank to withdraw some money for school supplies, and we see inside Gringotts is not just some ordinary bank. No. Gringotts is a bank managed by goblins, and to get to the money, you have to go through all these tunnels on this minecart to go get your money. The vault, right there, underground. It's one quite magical bank. And so, from the moment the audience gets introduced to young Harry in his first journey in Hogwarts, portrayed perfectly by Daniel Radcliffe in pretty much his very first role, the role that's really made him famous, we go on this journey from the mundane to the marvelous, and you have the signature round glasses and untamable hair. Harry's quite the underdog who unknowingly carries the promise of this legacy. His transition from the neglected existence in a Dursley's home to the hallowed halls of Hogwarts is this masterclass of storytelling, beautiful themes, and belonging and self-discovery. Like, the film is such a spectacle. It's got rich with details. They bring J.K. Rowling's enchanting world to life, and the breathtaking depictions of Hogwarts with the moving staircases and magical creatures. They transport viewers to this place where imagination reigns supreme, and each room, each corner of the castle really feels alive, and a testament to the meticulous craftsmanship of the set designers, the artists, and the visual effects teams. And of course, the Quidditch match. The magic is thrillingly captured in the Quidditch match. Pretty much exhilarating magic and hilarious magic. It showcases pretty much the whimsical and competitive spirit that precedes the wizarding world. And this film definitely showed people that Chris Columbus was definitely, at the time, a great director. At the time, back when this movie came out, like, he could do more than just comedy films. Like, this movie, he really brought the magic over on screen, and yeah, Chris Columbus was actually kind of a nice way to start off these two lighthearted chapters. Like, his ambition and his effort were incredible. Right there, he did perfect in introducing us to the world of Hogwarts. And easily the biggest part of the casting were children of the age of 11 years old. And yeah, and he really got the cast perfectly well. These kids were likable. They were not annoying. They had good chemistry with one another. He did well with the casting. He did well starting off this whole franchise. The pressure of the filmmakers was definitely big because of the casting of the characters and the look of the magical world, whether it's Diagon Alley, whether it's Hogwarts. Like when this movie came out, the fans of the books had wishes that had certain wishes. They really cared about the books, and they wanted this to be perfect if they were going to adopt them to the big screen. So pretty much, Heyman and Columbus would cast the characters, and I think they picked the best actors. Like, I don't think I could see anybody playing these characters any better, especially when they try to reboot this series, which I know is going to happen. And easily, and of course, when it comes to the actors, the professors, the late Richard Harris was perfect as Dumbledore. It's a shame he got robbed from us a little too early before he could continue playing in the other films. Michael Gambit is good. Don't get me wrong. He's also good as Dumbledore in the next stuff after Chamber of Secrets, but I feel like Richard Harris was easily the best Dumbledore in my eyes. I really wish he didn't get robbed from us so soon. Because I feel like he should have got to play in the other ones. Right there. But he did such an impressive job here. The same also goes for the late Alan Rickman as Severus Snape. Right, too, also probably his second best performance behind Hans Gruber in Die Hard. Emma Watson, one of her first roles as Hermione Granger. Of course, and, ever since then, Watson, Radcliffe, they've gone on to make really big names of themselves ever since this series. Alright, I'm just a little lost in thought, on the first one, these actors did such an amazing job. And Heyman and Columbus really did such an amazing job for the casting and made sure the movie was really great. The vibe really needed to be set. Columbus does a great job giving us that feeling you get when you're a kid, and imagining all those magic stories you'd always imagine yourself on, or all those adventures you'd imagine yourself on. It really feels like you're in that kind of world finally. Right there. So after Harry learns more about his parents, got all school supplies, Hagrid leaves Harry at the station. Right there, and we find out that to get to the Hogwarts train, you have to go through this secret pathway that's within the stone walls to get to the Hogwarts Express. So when he's on the Express, he meets Ron Weasley. They have some concessions from the law because of with Harry's remaining money that he withdrawed. He meets Ron Weasley, who is this pure-blood wizard from a poor family, and a Muggle boy named Hermione Granger. Right there. And this is the great scene where you meet them. Like, when you have this whole scene, Harry has his chocolate frog, he gets this card that's Dumbledore, who disappears. Like that, and it's perfect. And then when he meets Hermione Granger's already a great character in her first entrance, because as soon as she, like, also fixes Harry's glasses, and, like, this was a perfect way. This was one of the best scenes where one of our best trios of cinema would meet. Then, when they get to Hogwarts, he forms a rivalry with Draco Malfoy. Just wait till my dad hears about this. Yeah, that guy. And that constant running gag line he always has when nothing goes his way. He threatens to snitch to his dad. Yeah, also played terrifically well by Tom Felton. He is hostile towards Ron because of his poor status, and he tries to make Harry join his club. But Harry does not clearly sees that Malfoy is not a great friend, would not be a great friend at all, so he chooses to stay with his real friend, Ron. So, the first year students get sorted into 4 houses. There's Gryffindor, there's Hufflepuff, there's Ravenclaw, and there's Slytherin. A house known for producing dark wizards. Harry, Ron, and Hermione get sorted into Gryffindor, but at first the Hat thinks Harry should go to Slytherin, but Harry does not want to go to Slytherin, so the Hat puts him in Gryffindor. And Malfoy gets sorted into Slytherin, obviously. So during broom class, Neville Longbottom causes who started off as this clumsy student in this movie, pretty much just accidentally causes his broom to malfunction and fly him all over the place, gets a broken wrist. And so while Neville's being taken to the hospital wing, Harry then randomly, no, Malfoy steals this thing that belonged to Neville, and he dares Harry to come after him for it, so Harry manages to retrieve it, and soon, he's about to be disciplined, though. It looks like he's about to be disciplined, but instead, he ends up becoming Seeker for the Gryffindor Quidditch team. As a result, which is a rare opportunity for first years to ever get, because after McGonagall noticed his flying ability. And they were told not to go on their brooms, and at first it seems like Harry's about to be expelled, but McGonagall actually appoints him as a Seeker. So that's a perfect bit. So then after that, Harry, Ron, and Hermione, they stumble upon this forbidden third-floor corridor and discover this 3-headed dog named Fluffy, which is who's guarding something we don't know about yet. So then, during another class one day, when Hermione corrects Ron is irritated by this, and so he ends up upsetting Hermione, who spends the rest of the day crying in the girls' bathroom around Halloween. So during a Halloween feast, Professor Quirrell, the dark arts teacher, the defense against the dark arts teacher, informs that a mountain troll has entered the school, so Harry and Ron realize Hermione is still in the bathroom and has not returned at all. They manage to save Hermione from the troll. McGonagall sees this, so she lies to McGonagall that she went looking for the troll, and that Harry and Ron rescued her, which saves the latter two from punishment, and that earns their friendship in the process. So at first 4 points get taken away from Gryffindor because of Hermione, taking the blame, but because Harry and Ron managed to stop the troll, 5 points get awarded in return. So it's a nice little bit right there. And that's how this bit is how they officially all became friends. What Chris Columbus and company did is like nothing short of game-changing. They take excellent source material, they stay true to the book, they built upon it, and the visuals are very gorgeous, even for 2001 standards. Like, this came out back in 2001. The visuals are still gorgeous to this day. The score by John Williams, especially the theme song, na 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 na, it's definitely one of the most recognizable of all time. I think this is easily the best use of John Williams' score is in this film. The characters instantly likable when you meet them, even the villains too. Even some of the bad people are kind of enjoyable. There's less much to praise and love about this movie. And sure, not every scene is necessary to the plot. The pointless scenes actually kind of add further to the feeling of the magic. And from like sitting in the Fitwick's classroom to rumbling on a windowsill with an owl. Like you really love being in this world of Hogwarts immediately. Like it's a film that I would just like to turn on anytime and just like to get right into the story. Yeah, like right there. And of course, like when it comes to the professors' acting, I mentioned much of the kids' acting here. From like the late Al Rickman, Robbie Coltrane, late Richard Harris, and now late Maggie Smith. There's not a single dud when it comes to the Al cast, and the professors are all cast wonderfully well, and ever since then they've become such iconic characters to cinema. Especially the main trio's chemistry on full display is also terrific. Yeah, at first, like, they're on and off kind of friends, like they don't know what to think of each other, but after the whole troll incident, they all start to actually really become friends and become the iconic trio in fantasy we all know today. Know and love today, that is. Like, the movie has a sense of epicness to it. Like, it's very clear, like, this was just the beginning of this epic series. And it was really building up to the more mysteries and the more character development that was going to come in the next films. So, after the whole incident with the troll, Harry thinks that Professor Snape was the one who let the troll in so he could try and steal whatever Fluffy is guarding. And when he noticed that Snape was limping the next morning, so we get to our very first Quidditch match of the series. And during the match, Harry's broom goes out of control, and Harry and Ron believe that Snape was jinxing the broom when they see him not breaking eye contact with Harry and uttering this curse, so Hermione secretly sets fire to his ropes to distract him. Hagrid's a little skeptical of their claims, especially when the trio inform that they believe Snape was trying to get past Fluffy, and Hagrid lets slip that Fluffy is guarding something that only Dumbledore and Nicholas, his friend, actually know about. So, the Christmas in Hogwarts has now come, and Harry and Ron are staying during the holidays. And pretty much Harry's Christmas gift is this cloak of invisibility. And during that time, they discover the Mirror of Brizet, this enchanted mirror that shows a person whatever they desire. But Dumbledore warns Harry of the dangers that happens, and when Hermione returns from the holiday break, the trio learn that Nicholas Flamel was the creator of the Philosopher's Stone, a powerful object known for causing immortality. And they realize that that's what Fluffy's guarding, and Snape is after it. And of course, during this time, Hagrid had given a dragon egg to this unknown stranger, and Dumbledore sends the dragon named Norbert off to Romania. And eventually, Malfoy snitches on them because, he's a snitch. And he's a tattletale brat. And so the three get detention, and they lose points. Actually, no. Malfoy also gets detention with them. Since he technically he did snitch on them. And so it made himself look like also a bit of a culprit, so he has to share detention with the three. Rip. So, they're in detention with Hagrid, and during detention, Harry and Malfoy get attacked by this hooded creature that's been feeding on unicorns, but this centaur named Firenze, though, saves Harry, and Harry learns that the creature is Voldemort, and was attempting to achieve immortality by stealing the Philosopher's Stone. So, the trio suspect that Snape is trying to steal the stone to Voldemort. Or give it to Voldemort. Like, one of the strengths of the film is the ability to capture the spirit of Rowling's book series. From the British setting to the quirky characters, it really captures the essence of the story well. And at the heart of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, what the trio really here, like, they bring this perfect blend of humor, heart, and heroism for their roles. Radcliffe is definitely was a perfect revelation as Harry, really blowing the character with this invulnerability and determination to make him this perfectly likable protagonist as soon as you meet him. Grint and Watson also provide strong support as Harry's loyal friends, and they bring their unique charms to the roles. And now when it comes to the design of the Hogwarts school, the school is brought to life with breathtaking detail. Whether you got the staircases to the enchanted portraits lining the walls, the special effects are all impressive. Especially in the Quidditch scene, like I've mentioned, of course, which is the broomstick magical sport game on broomsticks, right there. And I've never seen it has John Williams' iconic score. it already tells you you're about to watch a very great epic scene. So yeah, the effects and the set design are just really top notch. They did good in creating the immersive experience for audiences like they should be experiencing when they're watching this be adapted to the screen. From the grandeur of Hogwarts to the Quidditch matches, the elements of the film are really captivating. So now we get on to the finale, where the trio, after detention, learn that Hagrid is the only way to get past Fluffy. No, actually learn from Hagrid. Sorry. The trio learn from Hagrid that the only way they're going to get past Fluffy is with music. So, they once again, because they suspect Snape again, they believe Snape was a stranger who Hagrid met and now knows how to get past Fluffy. Then they realize that Dumbledore had just left for London that night, so they go down the trap door to stop Snape. After they narrowly escape an attack from Fluffy, after the music turns off, they get through 3 obstacles. A Devil's Snare that Hermione defeats using the Lumos spell, a set of flying keys that Harry has to get past on a broomstick to unlock a door, and a enchanted chessboard where Ron sacrifices himself to allow Harry to checkmate the king. As Hermione stays to look after Ron, Harry then has to go in alone to stop Snape himself. But when he gets there, it's actually not Snape behind all of this. The real person behind all of this was Quirrell. And he reveals that he tried to kill Harry during the Quidditch match, and Snape had actually in fact been trying to save Harry the whole time. So it's quite the shocking twist when you find out this kind of innocent character that you actually seems like an innocent guy was actually the real villain the whole entire time. You're first led to believe it's Snape because, like, with kind of like Snape's cold stares, in a way, you too kind of are led to believe that it is him behind all this. But no, like, the whole jaw drop, it's actually the most innocent looking one of all of them. Quirrell reveals that a weakened Voldemort's on the back of his head, and so Voldemort tries to trick Harry into giving him the stone that's in Harry's pocket, and he promises to help bring his parents back in return. But Harry sees through Voldemort's lies, obviously. He refuses, and so Voldemort orders Quirrell to kill him. But at first, like when he first met Quirrell, and Harry offered to shake his hand, Quirrell refused the handshake. And right here you find out why. When Harry touches Quirrell, that causes Quirrell to collapse into stone and be defeated. And, well, Voldemort is, somewhat-ish defeated for now. For now he's defeated, that is. Well, but he's coming back in 4. For real. He may be gone for now, but he is about to be back in 3 more movies. But, so, we cut to the hospital wing now, and Dumbledore shows up to tell Harry that the stone had been destroyed, and reveals why Harry was able to defeat Quirrell so easily, because when Harry's mother sacrificed herself to save Harry, she provided a mark that protected him. And so, then Dumbledore decides to try some birdie bots, and he remembers that he got turned off by even trying to eat them after he tried to vomit one, and is hoping he could try a taffy one this time, but instead he gets earwax in a way. So that's a kind of a humorous moment for Dumbledore right there. So, we're now on to the final day of Hogwarts, the first year. It's the end of term feast. And the whole places have been announced. Slytherin is in the lead. But, because Dumbledore announces recent events, Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Neville got awarded house points for their achievements, so Gryffindor is in first place. So, Gryffindor won the House Cup. And they won the year. Because of 4 students. Courage and bravery. And so, with that, the first year of Hogwarts is over. And so, everyone is going back to either their Muggle worlds or whether they live within Hogwarts or live within Diagon Alley. They're all going back there. And Harry's happy to have found a real home at Hogwarts, and he parts ways with Hagrid. Until next year. That is. But that's how the first chapter of this 8-chapter epic ends. The bad side of the ending, as we all see in the later stuff, Harry has to keep going back and spending every summer with the Dursleys. And that was often going to be a course turn throughout the series, every beginning of every other movie and every other story. Because, well, face it, there is only living relatives, and he has no others within Hogwarts, so... Although we'd all know that every time he went back, the more he knew of magic. And the Dursleys would be frequently getting their karma each sequel, and each summer they had to spend with Harry. To the point where they were kind of now just terrified to mess with Harry at that rate. And knew exactly that anything would be going down if they tried. If a lot of them ever tried. But yeah, that's how the Philosopher's Stone ends. This perfect first chapter. Now, with that said, will this movie have any bad qualities? I would say, for the bad qualities of Philosopher's Stone, Chris Columbus did great directing this film. He didn't do too bad directing Chamber of Secrets, but I think a problem I kind of had with his version of Harry Potter, the pacing was a little bit uneven at times with his films. There's some scenes in this that do kind of feel rushed, and others do kind of drag on a bit too much. I know the film had a lot to put in from the book, and it resulted in some important plot points kind of feeling underdeveloped. It kind of felt like this in the Chamber of Secrets kind of felt like they're trying to cram too much into their 2-hour runtimes. And the Dursley characters, they are wicked unlikable in this movie. And the Dursleys are also a bad quality with every other film in this series. But other than those, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, a great way to start the cinematic journey for many 2000s kids, including myself. So in the end, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is totally worth a buy for many fans of these books and many fantasy film fans that want to see how the iconic series began. Anyways, guys, that's it for my review of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. If we're wondering how I'm going to rank Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, here's how I'm going to rank this movie. So overall, if you want to see this book series begin its journey of being brought to life with the one that started it all, then totally watch or buy Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone for your collection. And if you're wondering how I'm going to rank Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, I'm going to give Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone a 9 out of 10. There we go, guys. Well, we just took care of Philosopher's Stone. So let's put you back where you belong. And time to get what I consider to be kind of, the one that it's a good movie, but it's just kind of the one I watched the least. I just don't really like watching this one as much. That would be The Chamber of Secrets, Hogwarts Year 2. Now, yeah. Still a good sequel, but does kind of fall a little bit apart at times, but kind of does get a little bit uneven with the pacing. But still a good movie. Alright, till then guys, that'll be it for this review. Thank you all for watching. If you like this, want to see more, then don't forget to like, subscribe to Don G. Corleone, and Expecto Patronum!